the workshop for Common Council meeting May 21st, 2019 at 5 p.m. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Here.
Councilmember Heenan.
Here.
Councilmember Civiletto.
Here.
Councilmember at-large Volusia.
Present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since this is a workshop, we'll skip over certification of the prior meetings, reading of the privilege of the floor regulations and privilege of the floor. We'll begin with communications from the mayor, including disapproval messages. He just stepped out for a moment, so we'll go back to that. And we'll start with communications from the public and petitions. Clerk?
Notice of claim from Lurcari May Rivera Cruz for damages caused when a city garbage truck allegedly backed into her vehicle on May 2nd, 2019 at approximately 7:39.
I will entertain a motion to refer this to the law department.
So moved.
Councilman Williams with the first.
Second.
Civiletto with the second. Number 2.
Request from Lakeshore Street Rod Association requesting permission to have the mobile lighted sign placed on the municipal lot near the Clarion Hotel or at the corner of Main Street and Lakeshore Drive East early the week of July 1st to advertise for their annual harbor cruise on Sunday, July 7, 2019.
Discussion. Chief, is this a normal?
Yeah, this is normally something we do. The only issue I would have with it is if the city has no use for it that week, being that it's 4th of July and it's not available. Otherwise, yes, that's usually not an issue.
So you want us to make a motion contingent upon
Availability. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So moved.
Councilman Williams with the first.
Second.
Councilman Civiletto with the second. Number 3.
Request from Dunkirk United Methodist Church requesting permission to use Washington Park to host, along with other participating churches, a neighborhood block party on Saturday, June 29, 2019 from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m.
Any discussion, council? I know there have been some concerns about using Washington Park in the past for religious services.
Is there a loudspeaker
There is.
right along with it?
This chapel, I do believe there is.
I think it's number.
Number 9, loudspeaker application for Washington Park.
Yeah, United Methodist Church. It says a portable sound system. But anything you carry from here to there is portable, I believe.
And can I just,
Sure.
I'm just going to jump in on number 9, and I'll ask Richard this. And I only noticed this because of the last meeting we had, and the proprietors from Mary's Deli actually went around and got signatures from their neighbors that they were, here it says notification of affected persons. It's really the first time I've actually seen this. Usually it's a copy and it's blacked out or covered, shadowed. Is this part of the application that needs to be done, notifying the affected people? In other words, when there's music at Washington Park or they're using a loudspeaker, is that, should they be going around and?
It's preferred, but it's not necessary.
Okay.
And this one, for example, the one
And excuse me, and the only reason I asked Richard is because in the past, not by the numbers, but I've had 2 or 3 people
Sure.
ask. I see that these times here are only for a few hours. I think years ago, some of these things used to go on for
Right.
4 or 5 days, and I think they were almost like revival meetings where it was blasting all day long type of
Right.
thing.
And this one with the Memphis, and I defer to the chief and to Randy, but I think this one's an annual thing that's pretty common, and I don't think that's had issues in the past.
As a rule, because it's a city park, we've in the past haven't required the residents of the area to sign off. It's a private party in a
Right.
residential neighborhood, then we require the sign off of the neighbors to agree to it.
And I do see, like, again, they're very limited now, I think, in scope, 2 to 3 hours. And again,
Being that it's a city park, there's no requirement to have the neighbors sign off that it's a city park. It's the same as someone asking to point granted.
yeah, and I never read into it that far, Chief, just from what I saw here, so I don't know if that is the case or not. I know with Point Gratiot, it's a little bit different. It's not so residential, except on the backside. This park just happens to be in the middle of all residential.
I agree with your point on this, Councilman, that a lot of the neighbors don't like the noise over there, and I agree with them as well, but that's something that you guys would have to address.
Yeah, and again, yeah, the reason I ask is if a neighbor did come forward and requested that, if we need to honor that request is what I'm getting at.
If we receive a complaint, we usually will go ask them to turn it
Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion on number 3? I'll be entertaining the usual motion. Councilman Bamanto with the first.
I'll second.
Councilman Williams with the second. On the floor?
We have something for the councilman.
Thank you.
Yeah,
This is an extra, or this is your copy?
I can get a copy after. I'm sorry, number 4, request from Harvest Chapel, requesting permission to use Washington Park for a community block party event on July 31st, 2019, rain date August 7th, from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m.
They have yes, they have a corresponding loudspeaker application as well, which would be number 12.
Correct.
Any discussion on number 4? Entertain a usual motion.
So move.
Williams with the first.
Back in the copy of it.
Second. Bamanto with the seconds. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 5.
Request from Dunkirk Senior High School to have 2 police officers at the Blessed Mary Angela Social Center for the junior-senior prom on June 8th from 7:45 p.m. until 11:15 p.m.
Chief, any questions or concerns?
Just refer it to the PBA, thank you.
Okay. You heard the gentleman. Motion to refer this to the PBA. Councilman Bamanto with the first. Councilman Williams with the second.
Number 6, request from Karen Snyder on behalf of Fredonia Middle School to bring her 5th grade class to do a beach cleanup, rock and mineral exploration, a social studies scavenger hunt, and an outdoor art English language arts project at Point Gratiot on May 24th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Any discussion, council? I don't know if it would be Richard or Parks Department or who. Does she technically need permission to do this? I mean, I know as a courtesy, it's really nice to give us a
Right.
heads up, but
Well-
I mean, technically, does she need?
No, I
We've
mean,
asked her to have liability insurance is what I've asked her to bring. And they normally they send a letter in lieu of insurance.
Okay.
usually they're covered by the school district's policy. But again, it is a public space, so I agree with you. But if they're coming as a group, as long as they're covered by the school policy, we're fine with that.
And they've also made arrangements with the lighthouse for that tour on that day.
Any further discussion? I'll be entertaining a usual motion.
So move.
Williams with the first,
Second.
Sabletto with the second. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 7.
Request from Evans Elite Baseball requesting to use Promenchenko Stadium to play some baseball games. Their idea is that if they have a scheduled game and their home field is not in playable condition, they would have the option to move the game to Dunkirk if the stadium is available. They would be willing to work with Ryan Hall on scheduling use of the field.
Any discussion, council? Councilman Bamanto?
Yes, now the lights are working, and I contacted Daryl and let him know the lights are working, so it'll make it easier. They have some scheduled games if they need to play down here. You have to go through Ryan first, of course, but now it's gonna be a little bit more easier for them. The LED lights.
Okay. Their home field is in Evans?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? I'll be seeking a motion, a usual motion with a referral to Ryan Hall as well. Councilman Bamanto with the first, Councilman Williams with the second.
Councilman,
Yes,
back to number 6, sorry.
Thank you.
I don't want this to imply that we're giving them permission to be in a place that's posted by the police department to keep off the dangerous cliffs. So maybe if you could mention that, if there's, provided they stay within that area. Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't know they were gonna be in the lighthouse.
okay, sure, not a problem, I'll mention it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we do have 5 loudspeaker permits before us this evening. I will have the clerk read each of them individually in case there is discussion, questions or concerns about each of them on an individual basis here this evening during the workshop. If there is no questions or concerns or changes, I will have him Group them all together during the council meeting for one discussion, one motion, and one vote during the council meeting.
Okay.
Clerk?
Number 8, loudspeaker application from Keith Alsman on behalf of Lakeshore Street Rod Association requesting to have a live band and DJ at Point Gratiot Large Pavilion during the Classic Car Show and Cruise-In on July 7th from noon till 4 p.m.
Any discussion about that particular loudspeaker application?
Nope, they usually.
It's called the Brooks Pavilion. I'm gonna keep harping on that till the end.
I agree. Hey,
We'll make them changes, sir.
that's why we did it.
Number 9, loudspeaker application from James Bailey on behalf of the Dunkirk First United Methodist Church requesting the use of a portable sound system in Washington Park for their community block party on June 29th from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m.
Any particular discussion, questions, or concerns on this loudspeaker application? And obviously that coincides with the above request as well.
Correct.
Number 10,
Loudspeaker application from Jose Mendez requesting to have a DJ at Point Gratiot at the Brooks Pavilion on June 15th from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m.
any discussion, questions, or concerns about this loudspeaker application? Seeing none, moving to number 11.
Number 11, loudspeaker application from Josephine Vega requesting to use speakers at the lower pavilion at Point Gratiot on May 25th from 5:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m.
Please note that May 26th is a typo. It should say May 25th on all corresponding documents, not just this agenda. So if the clerk's office can please make sure that that shows up in the minutes as we read it in the council meeting as well.
Actually, it wasn't a typo. She came in yesterday to change it from the 26th to the 25th, so we basically had to make a last-minute change on that.
Any discussion, questions, or concerns on this particular loudspeaker application? Seeing none, moving on to 12.
Loudspeaker application from Lisa Levitt on behalf of the Harvest Chapel to use audio equipment for live and pre-recorded music at Washington Park for the community block party on July 31st from 4:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m.
Any questions, concerns, or discussion on that particular loudspeaker application? Seeing none, we will group them all together. Actually, I can't. We have to, since the clerk noted that it was not a typo and that it was an actual change,
Yes.
I have to do an amendment for that particular loudspeaker application. So we're gonna have to individually vote on all of them.
Can you go 1 through 10?
1 through 10?
Yeah, you changed that date for 11, is that correct?
Correct. We're changing the date for loudspeaker application number 11 from May 26th to May 25th on the agenda and all corresponding
I'm just
documentation.
saying, if we could, I'm not sure, can we block 1 through 10 and then go to 11 and do that
Oh,
individually?
meaning 8, 9, 10, maybe do 8, 9, 10, and 12 as a block, and then do 11 separately?
We could do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, that's, yes.
Right.
We can do that. Okay.
8, 9, 10.
Chance we could have done all, because I know you guys amended, huh?
Correct. Yeah. So we will pull number 11 out and do that one individually since it's an amendment and not a typo. That's why I requested it was a typo, but
Somebody too
threw me
efficient.
under the bus. It's okay. Number 7, reports of standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilman Williams,
Oh, nothing here.
Councilman Bamonto, Councilman Civiletto, Councilman Heenan.
No, sir.
Okay, we have no unfinished business on the agenda.
Correct.
We'll skip over to pre-file resolutions, number 52.
Resolution for approval of 2018 to 2020 consolidated plan, 2018 annual action plan, and 2017 annual action plan amended for the City of Dunkirk's Community Development Block Grant Program.
Any discussion? Council, concerns, department heads? Rebecca, anything you'd like to add?
It's just a reallocation of funds, Seal Street project, which was a great project, that we worked together with DPW, required some additional funding that we had in another program year, and we are just reallocating, based on HUD's requirements to move those funds to finish up Seal Street. So it's just a formality, really.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you that during the council meeting as well, if you don't mind. Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Questions, concerns? Okay, at that time, I would ask for a roll call. Pre-file resolution number 53 will be pulled this evening for further financial information that is being requested. Correct, Richard?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Number 10, new business, anything walking in? Number 11, motion to adjourn. Councilman Williams with the first,
Second.
Councilman Heenan with the second. Clerk call the roll for adjournment.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Heenan.
Aye.
Councilmember Civiletto.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Worship.
Aye. Workshop adjourned.
Thank you.